life is much better, it's easy, and I want to say him, good luck.
Shark, franchement, continue comme ça. T'es le meilleur joueur que j'ai jamais vu européen, aussi jeune. Franchement, que du mérite.
Let's go, Avok. We believe in you. You're so good. Thank you for playing, and let's win.
How we say in French, HVK win.
But Shark, just like, don't be scared of any fights. You know you're better, and just go on, continue. You're just gonna probably be one of the best players of all time.
Welcome to the EWC Spotlight. We're here to recap everything that you have seen so far. I'm Avalie, and joining me today, we've got Stunna, Jordan, and Sandstorm ready to break everything down. And I just learned that Stunna apparently jumped out of a helicopter. How did you pull that short stick?
I mean, you just got to not be late for work sometimes. You know, and you got to learn those lessons the hardest way possible. I think that's the unfortunate reality of it.
Being late for work means you jump out of a helicopter. Sign me up.
Extreme conditions call for, extreme solutions right there. And that's exactly what happened.
Jordan is, part of Falcons. If a player ever showed up late for scrims, would we push them out of a helicopter?
Never.
Never?
No.
Maybe to get them on time? Maybe?
Maybe for a good match. Probably.
Okay. We'll keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, Falcons players. But okay, we have to talk about what we just saw at the STC arena stage with CS2. Because what happened to Vitality, man? We were watching them. We thought for a second we had hope. And then it was all dashed.
Anubis happened. It's cool. And then we found ourselves getting a Mirage, into the next map of the series, 16-14 overtime. Like, it's dragged out all the way through and through. But I think the battle at the end there, that last map, you just get to see the class that Donk is in the server. He's a force to be messed with. Scary, really.
Yeah. What do you think about the other games that we got to see on the stage here? Because I feel like there was a ton of back and forth and a lot of great matches.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we think about how this day started, a little bit of Foot Mal's action. Mal's, I don't know. There's question marks around this rebuild a little bit, but for what they showed today, you would expect just a little bit more. Or does that say more about Foot? I think they've been showing some face as well. You look statistically, they're hanging amongst Mal's. They're really not even that far off. And in terms of matchups, this isn't the first rodeo for them and with Mal's. So they got the dub there. Foot had map point for consecutive rounds, Dusty. Map one. Then we went to OT. Foot closed it out there.
Do you have any predictions for the games in the future moving forward?
Oof. I don't know.
Wow.
Watching this whole legacy Spirit thing that's about to happen, I don't know. That's a wild one. Spirit obviously has Donk. They're fun to watch. But then, the little legacy that could. I'll put it to you that way.
I love that. Now, of course, we do have our special guest joining us today, Jordan Savelli from Team Falcons. But before I start loading you up with questions, we actually have a question for the chat. So chat, let us know, what do you think a typical day looks like for someone working at Team Falcons? Apparently, you won't be pushed out of a helicopter, so don't worry there. Now, I'm not going to let you give chat the answer just yet. So instead, I've got a question for you, because Falcons have players competing across more than 20 countries and 20 different game titles. How do you manage such a huge global operation while continuing to scout and develop new talent?
It's a big challenge, but we have a lot of staff around the world, especially managers dedicated to each games. And I think that's the strength of Falcons at the moment. We're just trying to get as much staff as possible, and also scouts on different country and games.
Do you have a favorite unsung hero of the staff that a lot of people don't think about?
To be honest, all the managers that I'm working with are really, really good. But especially the one that I'm working really close with, which is my general manager managing Europe and the general manager for the MENA region. We're working really closely together, and it's just, they're just putting a lot of work and to make these things happen.
Amazing. Shout out to all the managers out there. But our next question for you, with the club championship potentially going down to the final days, how do you manage the pressure across so many different teams and make sure everyone is pulling in the same direction?
That's a really good question. we have like a mental coach and psychologist with us, and working with all talent that are still in. Again, the managers know their players, so they know also how to talk to them, how to maybe like pressure a bit, like get pressure out of their shoulder if they need to for interviews or stuff like this. But to be honest, like we have players that are ready to compete here. We don't put extra pressure; they have enough already, and we also like try to manage pressure for us.
Have you ever pulled any pieces of wisdom for one of like the mental coaches that you guys have?
No.
None whatsoever?
No.
Donna, have you ever spoken with like a mental coach?
Probably not enough, in all things considered. Yeah.
You just start raging in the middle of the game. You need someone to speak with, right?
100%. Otherwise, I'm yelling at the wall.
Absolutely.
Might as well be yelling at my teammates, but wall teammates, same thing.
But we can't be banned. We have to be positive. Now, of course, you have just eliminated the defending EWC champions in CS2 and moved further ahead in the club championship. Does a result like this change how the organization approaches the rest of the tournament? Or does the message remain simply one match at a time?
One match at a time.
There you go. Just one match at a time. One match.
Yeah, one match at a time.
Across 4 stages.
Right now, unfortunately, on CS, like it's just, we're out, unfortunately. But we still have Trackmania and Fortnite, so hopefully we'll go through that.
Yeah, and we do have the chat answer guessing what happens in Falcons, and they just said we play CSGO. Or you guys play CSGO, is that it?
Yeah, I'm just like doing this like 24/7, and I'm still shit.
It's funny because I think they were trying to play CSGO today, but we were playing CS2 competition around here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. A little bit dated.
It's unlucky. It's unlucky.
A little bit dated here. All right, we actually have one more question for the chat here. Which Falcons player has surprised you the most at EWC this year? Let us know in the chat. And then finally, we have one more question for you here. Falcons have become one of the most ambitious organizations in esports globally. When you look at the next few years, is the goal to dominate individual titles, win the club championship, or ultimately build an organization capable of doing both consistently?
We have like a high ambition for sure. It's a bit complicated to say that we will be able to just like win on individual games and also EWC. I think that right now we have like a right balance and we have the opportunity to win, for example, like TI on Dota and the major on CS, which is like important for us. Now, like we try to repeat this on other games, but as you say, like we have like a lot of games, so we have to also like prioritize some games. And well, right now I'm still focused on EWC 2026, and we'll see like what will be the plan for the next year. But the goal of Falcons is to create a legacy for many years.
Nice. And we can't wait to see that legacy play out. Of course, let us know your answers in the chat so we could potentially mock them up here on the couches. But we still have 3 more games that we need to talk about, Sandstorm. Let's start over in the Qiddiya City grid with Fortnite. What do we see?
Okay, so today we wrapped up the survival stage, so we know who are the 20 duos that are going to be competing. Falcons have Peterbot and Poyo, 2 of the best duos to ever touch the game, specifically Peterbot as well. They rarely ever, I want to say, like end up below top 8, so Falcons can kind of guarantee at least 200 points from them. And when you're looking at the other teams, AGAL, they have Sky and Scroll, who barely made it to the survival stage in the last game as well. Very final moments, they had to clutch it, and they did. So that, I want to say, is the only competition that I can see for Falcons at the moment. I would talk a little bit more about Vitality, but with them being out of CS, that's a bit of a yikes.
That's a oof.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy seeing Zeta Division, though, pick up those 2 back-to-back wins, because they just look so excited to see the guy.
But like, they didn't make it by 1 point.
1 point!
1 point.
Literally
like
just
a
1 point.
back-to-back win, and then 1 point difference. Absolutely crushing.
Broke my heart into a million different pieces. But let's go ahead and move over to the Allianz Vault, where we saw some crossfire.
That we did. Now, when it comes to crossfire, yesterday we saw the result, the reigning champions in AGAL. They got knocked out by Baisha, and Baisha also won the semifinals today against, I believe, King Zero. It was a 3-1 comeback after they lost the first game. Now they're in the finals, and I don't think they're going to lose it. And on the other side, you had Team Stallions in the, I want to say one of the Saudi representatives, but they are a Filipino team from Cebu. I was hoping that they would make it into the finals personally because I've seen them last year and they're an incredibly lovely roster. But Team Liquid, first time Brazilians are going to be in the grand final of an international competition for Crossfire against one of the best in Baisha. So it's going to be a very spicy finals.
Yeah, especially because they need some of those CC points. And finally, over on the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet stage, we had a little bit of track mania. Who was the fastest?
Okay, I mean, obviously, you're talking about 7-time world champion Carl Jr. with Team Falcons. And the thing is, he's in the same group as one of the Vitality racers as well. So that's going to be a very interesting one. But you also have two of the AGAL players as well on the same side in the same bracket. I want to say different groups, but same side of the bracket. So maybe they can guarantee having at least one player in the grand finals. So they have to hope, pray, and do everything that they can to make sure that AGAL have someone in the finals. And they also need someone in Fortnite, in Sky and Scroll to compete. Because outside of that, AGAL need one win at least to compete with Falcons. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough.
Are you nervous about holding that position, especially with the games that we've seen so far?
Really nervous, to be honest. It's just like it's only 300 points behind us. And it's like, yeah, I feel them like, you know, just like in my neck here, trying to smell me. So yeah, it's a little bit like tricky at the moment.
It's like personal space. Just a little bit. But okay, let's go ahead and talk about what the club championship points look like right now. We could go ahead, pull up the rankings just to see how close that race truly is for the top there, Sandstorm.
Yeah, now when we're looking at it, 4,600 for Team Falcons, AGAL 4,300. Falcons, once again, they still have, of course, the representative in Fortnite and in Trackmania, so they can still stand to make, I want to say, at least 400 points. Carl Jr. needs to win the first race. That makes it into quarters, or semis rather, so that would be top 8 for him. And then when it comes to Falcons in Fortnite, Peterbot and Poyo, I don't think they would drop below 8 because they've been consistently doing very good job so far. They qualified instantly from the first day of the groups. They didn't have to go through survival, so they had a little bit more time to study their opponents, scrim, and practice and get themselves into the best shape possible. And even Peterbot himself said, I am winning this competition. I am winning Fortnite because I want the club championship to come home to Team Falcons. So if he says it, I don't think he's going to drop the ball on this one.
I don't know. I feel like there's confidence to be had there.
Yeah. Like players are confident.
Confidence for the players, but I think it's still more stress for you.
Yeah, it's more stressful. I'm not the one like behind. Well, thanks for that, but I'm not the one like playing, so you stress like twice.
Of course. Well, before we go ahead and wrap up this show here, is there anything that you'd like to say either to the Falcons players or the Falcons fans who have been watching you this entire time?
I would say like just enjoy the last 2 days of the competition. May the best win, and I hope that it's us. So yeah, it's just this. But no, thanks to everyone like watching, supporting, and the player like putting a lot of effort to bring this trophy back home in Saudi.
Of course. And Stunna, where can we catch your next death-defying move?
No more of that, please. I think I had enough of that in the past like year's time frame. Did it 2 times, kind of unnecessary the second time. I just want to say the Counter-Strike continues. Unfortunate realities, commiserations for the Falcon side. I think they'll have to go back to, you talked about legacy a second ago, they'll have to go back and try to find a T side because it just didn't exist earlier today. No offense, but no offense.
You and me are just going to have to find out what happens next, Sandstorm. But for everyone else, thank you so much for watching the EWC Spotlight, and we will see you next time. We are here at the Sony manga booth for the One Piece experience, and as you can see, it is absolutely massive. One Piece fans, you need to come check this out because you do not want to miss this. Now, there is a special secret that we can activate here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I could figure out how to do just that. Kaki Atsume Sagashimono, Sagashi, One Piece. You can feel all of the emotion coming from each of these individual panels. Oh, wait, we got a color. Quick, quick, we have 2 minutes. Well, don't just stand there holding a light. Help me. Time's up. Did I do it? I did it. Yeah. And of course, you have to make your final stop at the One Piece photo booth so you can figure out what your bounty is. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, just under 3 mil. You know what? We take that. Look how freaking cute. Oh my God! So please come out and experience One Piece as it has not been experienced before. I mean, come on!
Okay, everybody, it's time for more drawing challenge action. This time we have Muzz and Sphinx ready to do it. Looking a little bit unsure, but I think you guys are gonna do really well. Okay, the rules of the game are as follows. We've got 6 POIs. You'll each draw 3 of them and try to guess the other 3. If you guess it right on the first try, you get 3 points. If you guess it right on the second try,
1 point.
You get 2 points.
Oh.
If you can guess it on the third try with a clue, you still get 1 point.
Okay.
Past that, shambles. Okay, who's gonna draw first?
I
Sphinx,
guess
you're gonna go first?
I'll go first, sorry.
All right.
I'm ready.
So I'm gonna give you your 3 POIs, top to bottom. That's the order you draw them in.
All right.
If you need photo inspo, I have photo inspo.
No, I got this.
I was gonna say, how much drawing experience do you have?
Not much. All right, so the first one's gonna be a little small, all right?
Okay.
But
Make sure you show the cameras as well.
show the cameras first. A little small.
Actually, okay.
But, like,
I don't hate that, actually.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you saw it.
Wait.
If you can't tell what this is, I'm dropping you.
It's Slurpee.
Slurpee. That's Slurpee Swamp.
Yes, it's the tanks.
And what's the guy doing in
That's
the
a
thing?
guy?
Yeah. What else is
my
a stick
God.
figure?
I'm gonna count that as the first guess. You
Okay.
still have 2
You're
more.
wrong.
Steamy.
Okay.
Wait,
it's-
Steamy. Oh, it is. I thought you
Yeah.
said Slurpee.
No.
He did well the first time.
Oh, the first time.
Second
Okay.
time still,
The
so you got 2
reason-
points on that. 2 points is still good.
We're going to second drawing.
Okay.
All right. Bet, bro, this is fire. Okay.
Can I look?
Actually, no, it's not that. It's actually really good.
Like, do you see what I mean
No,
by the
I do.
lines
That's
here?
really
like,
good.
yeah.
All right, so my guess is Lockdown Lighthouse.
That's 3 points.
Bro, so I'm actually a bit scared here. You know, this drawing's pretty good.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I don't know if we're gonna make it far with me.
Okay, this one's actually not hard.
This is the redemption arc right here.
This one's not hard. Okay, right here.
Gorgeous.
Come on. This is so obvious.
Absolutely gorgeous.
This is so obvious.
This is obviously a chimney with a clock on it. Like, obviously. So my final guess is actually gonna be Tilted Tower.
Okay.
Have me worried there
You
for
have
a
me. You
second.
have both of us worried.
He
Wait,
pump
what
fake.
building is
Whew.
that?
Castle.
Brought it back a bit there, but now Sphinx, you're gonna have to guess.
Okay, wait,
Show the cameras.
one last touch. Hold on, one last touch. The drawing of shame.
3 guesses.
Okay.
You're
3
good.
guesses.
This looks like a conveyor belt. Oh, squibbly short.
Okay, that's first guess down.
Is there any factory drop spots, bro? Is this Flush Factory?
Guess number 2. Would you like
I need a
a hint? Your hint is Chapter 2, Season 1.
Camp Cod? What was it?
Sweaty sands, bro.
This is sweaty? What in...
All right, so that's the
Bro, this is an ice cream building. You could just put a little ice cream cone. I would have instantly known.
It's fine. We go again.
I didn't finish. No, trust, I didn't finish.
It's beautiful.
What is your
Okay,
guess, bro?
really tall buildings.
Yeah.
Has to be a city. You know what you used to have? What POI had?
Break it
like
down for
zip
me.
lines connecting all the buildings. Mega city.
Exactly.
Hey, good drawing, bro.
You had no faith in yourself.
That was a good drawing.
The last one.
All right, bro.
I think you're like.
Yeah, I was just trying to do more to make myself
Perfection.
happy, honestly.
Come on, you gotta be proud of that. That's good.
Tomato Town.
Instantly. What did I
Bro,
say?
that's fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but dude, it's not even like.
Bro, did you see my Tilted Towers
How are you
one?
critiquing your own art right now?
Bro, I instantly was able to tell.
So Muzz and Sphinx, thank you for joining us in the drawing challenge. You guys crushed it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we crushed it, bro. Good job.
You did. Absolutely crush it.
W. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Monster D-Face here, and today we're doing a fun segment with Peterbot and Pollo called How Well Do You Know Your Teammate? I'm gonna hand you guys each one of these, and what I'm gonna need from y'all after I ask you a question is to write down the answer, and when we reveal it, we'll see how well you know your teammates. Cool?
Yeah.
What is Pollo's favorite weapon currently in Fortnite competitive? So you could go ahead and write the answer down. You go ahead and write the answer down. Don't show it to each other. Try to think about it. Get a good answer going. What is Pollo's favorite weapon? Peterbot, what'd you go with?
I went with the lance head pistol.
Is that correct?
I put the striker pump.
Striker
What?
pump.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, but bro, it's one pump.
So what is Peterbot's favorite Fortnite competitive season of all time? I'm not even sure Peterbot knows what his favorite competitive season is.
I put Chapter 5 Season 2, the Grim Gate season.
The start of it all.
Yeah, I also did.
What is Pollo's favorite item currently inside of Fortnite competitive?
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. I went with the shockwave.
Okay.
Yeah, I went the overdrive shockwave as well.
What is Peterbot's best memory of you guys playing together?
Okay. Yeah.
I think I have one.
This is a big response here. We gotta see what you cooked up.
Yeah, I think it was the OG remix season where we played Trio Cash Cups with Faxity.
That was like
You
really,
got it. Qualifying for the Asia Cash Cups with Faxity.
Yo,
Those
that's
are like greatest
crazy.
times, bro.
What do you think Pollo's favorite outfit is inside of Fortnite?
Okay. I went with the core.
I went with the undercover core.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
This one's for you, Pollo. If Peterbot wasn't your teammate, who would you pick instead?
I would pick Agers.
Dang.
I thought he'd play with Rise. I'm not gonna lie.
What is Pollo's favorite hobby when he's not playing Fortnite?
It's pretty easy, bro. You know your answer. Don't lie.
Let's start with what you think.
I went with sleep.
Sleep. What'd you go with?
I mean, that counts, but I just went watching Faxity.
Who do you think Peterbot's thoughts are about the most competitive duo you'll be going against at this event?
I put Shark and Teeny.
I put Sky and Scroll.
Whoa.
And Reload.
What is Peterbot's most used emote?
I put the Lil Uzi one, like the I Just Want to Rock. I don't know what the emote's called.
No, he's wrong. I put APL.
What is Peterbot's bedtime? We're gonna go.
Recently, or
I mean, you answer that one how you want to.
around 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Oh my gosh.
Okay, he might be right, but I went 6 a.m.
Dang. All right, guys. So that was how well do you know your teammate with Peterbot and Pollo. Shout out to you boys. That was pretty fun. And best of luck in the competition.
Thank you.
"40 teams stepped onto the Gadir City grid merely days ago. Now, just 20 teams remain in the race for $1 million and the stunning Esports World Cup trophy.
Hey buddy, I'm a little bit late. Final day.
What is this?
I heard you spoke with the player yesterday and you say we should have fun.
Yeah, in the game, on stage.
Oh, but what I'm gonna do with the 20-minute stand-up I worked yesterday night?
Oh my
Fortnite,
goodness, man. You're stressing me out. You're stressing me out.
What are you doing, buddy? Buddy!
It's a final.
Okay, tell me to be serious. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The Fortnite Reload Championship Grand Finals starting now. Is that good, buddy? I was serious on this one. Let's go. Final day. Woo! Stop hitting the banana.
Je suis prêt, c'est parti, voir on m'emmène la vie. Comme sur mon green, tu m'entends quand je respire. Top le veston, jamais film, trop de pas, big plan, j'ai fait changer toute la piste. Regarde ma pêche, je suis pas j'attire. Je coupe la line, laisse la qui laisse frémir. Nouvelle état, new name, toujours fluide dans le move. Main en l'air quand je rentre dans le groove. Garde ce regard, je suis déjà posé. Deux pas de tourne, glace dans mes yeux figés. Vite encore, puis je prends tout ce qui est à moi.
Another beautiful day here in Paris. And ladies and gentlemen, we have had 7 weeks of amazing competition here at EWC. But today, we get to crown our last champion at Quirilla City Grid Arena. Welcome to Fortnite Reload Championship at EWC 26. My name is the 7WG. We just get a chance to look at the Eiffel Tower one last time from here because it's absolutely stunning. But something that's going to be stunning is the way that these players and these duos are going to be performing today, because there's going to be a lot at stake. I'm joined by none other than Mini and Vivid. Mini, you finally got a chance to join us out here.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, it's my first time outside. Not ever, though, not just okay. This event. That'll be weird. Yeah.
I'm glad you finally went outside.
Glad to hear that.
Touch grass.
Yeah. Listen, Seven, I talked about it when we were here like 2 days ago. It was absolutely beautiful then. We had to take a little bit of a break yesterday from coming outside. You know, some rain was coming down, but once again, blessed with a beautiful day. Super, super excited.
Absolutely blessed. And for everybody currently watching, don't forget to, if you share anything on social media, you know what, talking about social media, let's strike a pose real quick, boys, here. For everybody who is watching the watch parties too, take a screenshot. There you go. And if you do share it on social media, use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. And also don't forget to put in your pick'ems, put in your predictions. Go into the EWC Play app and select those pick'ems. If we had to do, I'm gonna put you all on the spot right now. If we had to do a prediction and select the pick'ems for how many matches we're gonna have today for match point finals, how many matches is it going to be, Vivid?
I've been very, very consistent. I feel like I've been asked this question a lot amongst all of ourselves. I've said 10 every single time. I think we're going to go to 10.
It's difficult because I think the lobby's going to be a lot harder today. So we've seen a lot of teams getting really high points thresholds. So I do think it's going to be maybe 11, maybe 12. I think a lot of people are saying 8, 9. I don't see that at all.
I think the thing is we would all kind of hope for more games, because as you get further and further into the competition here today, that would mean more and more teams would be on match point at that point, which it would get crazy, right? At any point, somebody can kind of end the competition.
I want absolute mayhem. That's what I want. And if you're wondering what we're talking about in regards to match point, if the duo ends up getting 350 points, then they become eligible to win via match point rule, which means that they have to get a victory royale after that. For some of these duos, I'm gonna be cheating a little bit because I got a chance to talk to Shark and Tini before the show started. I was walking the stage and I went up to them like, how many matches do you guys think is gonna take for you to win it? They said about 9 to 10. So everything that you guys are saying is correct.
Nice. Yeah, I love to hear. I mean, Shark and Tini, they've got to be favorites, right? I mean, obviously, we were kind of talking a little bit before. The qualifiers, they absolutely dominated over on the EU region. They won 3 of them. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the 4th one. So every time they made it to a qualifier final, they won.
Yeah, we won't talk about that other one, little cube rifle activity going on there. We won't talk about it. But this event, they have been unreal. Just every single element of their gameplay, on camera, off camera as well, in the lobby, outside of it. I know a lot of people are sort of laughing at them not making too much reaction in terms of the wins, not talking too much of the interviews, but I think that just shows how locked in they are. They're a team, they're very young, of course, as well, but they're a team that's so good, and they know that they're playing at that level. I'm expecting more of the same today.
Sometimes I'm against it, especially when we don't really get to see what they're like, but for this duel, I absolutely love it. And what I'm loving today, too, is the Sony story of the day, because today is the day that everything gets decided. Not only just here at Fortnite Reload Championship at EWC 26, but also the Club Championship. There's just so much at stake right now for our First Light Falcons, which are going to be in our finals as well. They've been eliminated out of CS2 yesterday, and that was quite a shocker. I can't wait to see the kind of shockers that we're going to be getting here. But as we're looking at some of the participating duos for today, which one is one that's not usually the one that stands out, right? I want you to think of a dark horse, somebody that might be able to surprise us.
Ooh, dark horses, man. Well, listen, why don't we go ahead and give this opportunity to go ahead and talk about those smaller region teams, because I feel like just their qualification into the finals here, Mini, could potentially be considered one of those dark horse performances.
Yeah, I mean, one of the teams on the first page right there, Yassine and Salvatore. What a performance we saw from those guys in the groups, and of course then in the survival stage. They're the sort of team that can just perform, they can take height, they can go for wins, which should play into this format really nicely.
I'm going to be looking at Lewo and Romero, okay? I've been corrupted by Levin. I am just on the hype train for the Brazilian region, and I'm hoping they're going to do what they were able to do in Group A, but even better, because it is all about being in that first place and possibly winning via that match point finals. But in case you missed out anything that's happened in the previous days, don't worry, we got you covered. This is the STC Rewind.
And really make themselves known.
Yuma takes out another. Can they do it? Back to back.
It's all coming down to the wire here.
Have a safe flight home.
No, it's my time. Who I'm gonna be when I'm in the limelight? Shining in the dark like I was a nightlight. It's my time, yeah. I went from the back to front, last to one. Future looking like man to us. Haters just looking like mad to us. Yeah, they're just mad to us. We on the way, no doubt. We on the way, no doubt.
What's going on, guys? This is the Esports World Cup 2026. This is the match point finals, and we're here for the STC Rewind to catch you guys up on all the action you guys have missed so far.
And it might be fresh on your minds, obviously, but the survival stage yesterday was certainly able to deliver with plenty of jam-packed action. Most importantly still, though, 6 teams were able to secure the final slots on that battle bus for today's competition. But obviously, Jacob, they weren't the only 6 involved. While we did see crazy clutches, you still have to factor in everything that took place even earlier on in this tournament series.
Yeah, this one was absolutely crazy. We had Izzy and Nosif throughout the survival stage, had one of the best clutches we've seen in the history of Fortnite, and we even had Darm and Demas. These guys had failed to qualify out of their group stage, but EWC, we're the life of second chances, and they made sure to make that second chance count.
But that's what makes it so much more interesting for today's competition, though, because those teams that were coming in from Group A, it's been a couple of days since they actually got to partake in this series, so maybe getting a little bit of that less practice time could start to play a part here. But I'm also thinking about the fact that they've had the opportunity to kind of watch what the rest of the competition is doing. So where they might have a disadvantage in one way, they have the other pros in a different kind of playing style. But I also want to think about the fact that even though teams from Group A, we saw our top 7 lock in, go through, but then those teams that didn't from both of the Groups A and Group B stages, they might have had a chance to play against each other. So that extra bit of insight towards what some of those teams are doing from the opposing sides of things, hey, it always makes things fun.
No, it definitely does, and it's really going to be interesting to see a lot of those teams clash. We got Shark Teeny, we got Vico Malabuca, Peterbot and Poyo all coming out of Group A. And the interesting thing, out of all of our group stages, survival stages as well, when we come into the match point format, it is 350 points. And then you have to get a victory royale after that. There was only one team throughout the entirety of these stages to do that, and that was Shark and Teeny. Coincidentally enough, they won 4 out of their 10 games as well. So we'll be looking at them as one of the teams in the match point finals to take it all.
But I just can't forget about the type of aggression that we saw from Cold and Rapid. The way that they were able to deliver with such high caliber elimination gameplay is going to make things very difficult, because we are looking at the most challenging set lobby yet. We have gone through every single step of the way to gauge which of these teams who are going to be the best of the best from their respective regions. And knowing that we've got that regional representation from every single side of the world here, playing it out to figure out who's actually going to be number one at EWC. It's honestly awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely anybody's game, and they're playing for more than just themselves. The club championship is so close. Team Falcons, represented by Peterbot and Poyo, qualifying in Group 1 and going against Sky and Scroll for AGAL. They survived the survival stages narrowly in that last game just to make it to this match point finals. So there's not only the first place for the competition, first place for the club championship. So we're all here to see who's going to take everything home.
And it's not going to be easy, but I'm definitely excited to get right into the action. So we'll have to stay tuned to see what happens next with all of our teams here at EWC.
Jacob and Taco, thank you very much for that recap, wrapping everything up as we head into the final day of competition, but the final day of almost the entire event, which is kind of insane to me. Glitter Explosion, Kelly and Levin here to talk to you guys about how all of this ties into the club championship, because after last night with Vitality going out of Counter-Strike 2, somehow it's all going to come down to us and Trackmania. That will be the deciding factor in who goes home the winner at the end of all of this. So let's start talking about these squads. We heard them mention them already in that rewind. Let's break it down just a little bit more. We'll start with Falcons.
And of course we have to start with Falcons. I mean, if you think of the EWC, Falcons is almost synonymous with it. So to see Peterbot and Poyo get the representation for Falcons was not too much of a surprise. They're regarded as the best duo, or one of the best duos, I should say, in the world. However, I think what was a little bit of a surprise was the start of their performance in Group A. Not necessarily having the pop-off games that we know they can have, but of course, that was not going to be too long until we did see those insane pop-off games, 2 victory royales, and then a ton of eliminations is all that they need, because even at the end of the day, Levin, they had a few rough games as well, but Peterbot and Poyo can have these insane high point games, which will allow them to kind of have some stinker games, as you like to call it.
Of course, yeah, the quality is there. The quality is never in doubt with Peterbot and Poyo. It's always just a matter of when, not if, with these two. I'm looking at Peterbot. Obviously, the last time we saw Peterbot and Poyo play together at LAN, it was at Summit, and I think a lot of people would agree Poyo played out of his mind, really put the team on his back in a lot of moments. I want to see Peterbot return to his best here on this stage. He talks a big game, and so he's the greatest to ever do it, but when your club's relying on you, when the fans are relying on you to deliver the club championship today, can he step up to that challenge?
To me, though, the best thing that I have seen through the progression of Peterbot and Poyo is the humility that we've seen through Peterbot. It's kind of a common knowledge. That Peterbot would take always the best weapons, take the best loot away from Poyo, but after Poyo has proven himself time and time again this year, it kind of seems like they're on equal footing now. The respect is there between both of them, and I love to see that.
And I don't know if you saw the clip going around on social media, but as soon as Peterbot heard that Falcons were out of CS2, he was up, practicing, grinding, ready to try to bring this home for Falcons and get that win on the board, get those points on the board for the club championship. We'll see if they are able to do it, because they're going to be facing off against some more squads. One of them is Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, look, Vitality, I was expecting their CS team to put in all the work, really.
You and me both.
Deliver, right? They're like one of the greatest teams of all time. Of course, Pablo and Chino repping them here in Fortnite. Pablo and Chino, 2 of the most talented players you will get the chance to watch in this lobby. The big question with Pablo and Chino is, they're sort of, steady eddies, right? They sort of just get along in the competition. They'll be somewhat consistent. They have the ability to get really high elimination games, right? If you're talking just the pure talent, raw fighting capability. We saw that in trios in 2025. They don't really play like that though, right? In Reload or in duos this year. A lot of the times you see them sort of just patrolling the mid-gun, patrolling in the low ground, and every once in a while they give us a glimpse of that magic.
And we've seen a lot of these teams kind of take the early aggression to their advantage, getting these early elims, which kind of pads their points as well. But unfortunately for Pablo and Chino, they're both uncontested in Elite Stronghold and also in Slurp Rush, so they don't really get the opportunity for those early eliminations. And honestly, Levin, you said it best, that they're playing boring Fortnite, and sometimes the best way to play is boring Fortnite. You don't need these pop-off games, because also when you have those pop-off games, it can kind of be a double-edged sword. You can definitely take some suffering from that, but obviously they're going to play passive and it ends up working out for them.
Absolutely. And then of course the final team that we need to talk about here, Kelly, is the one that survived the survival stage. Sky and Scroll, AGAL. Talk to me about this duo.
I mean, what a journey these guys have gone on. They were on cloud 9, I mean AJAL, but they were feeling really good going out of Major 2, getting that win, and obviously they're the back-to-back winners, Major 1, Major 2. They've had pretty decent performances in the Reload Elite Series, although when they have Shark and Teeny to contest with, getting that first place spot was just harder said than done. But Sky and Scroll came into Group 1 a little bit rough. Group B, they were able to grab a victory royale. We saw that they did have that potential there, but they just weren't able to have enough consistency, enough eliminations to really put themselves into that top 7 placement.
Was it all a ruse? Were they just
no, don't say
deceiving
that.
the field, the competition? Did they have a slow groups and a slow survival just to lull everybody to sleep as they come through and do what we've seen them do best this year? I don't know. At the start of the show, right, well, before the story even started, actually, they played a video piece where Peterbot and Poyo are talking about who is your toughest competition this year. Poyo answered differently to Peterbot. Poyo said Shark and Teeny. Pete said Sky and Scroll. The reason Pete said that is because when you look at teams who just have unbelievable levels of consistency this year, it's Sky and Scroll. And I think it says a lot that even Peterbot knows they're probably my biggest competition, because I don't know how I can compete with them as far as consistency goes. They haven't showed that though so far, and so if that's not good.
Mesdames et messieurs, nous y voici, le dernier jour de compétition ici à l'EWC sur cette stage. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est les finales du Fortnite Reload Championship!
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Gdynia City grid in the heart of Paris. We've got $1 million on the line and a legacy to forge into the Esports World Cup history books.
Évidemment, tout le monde dans cette salle veut voir les équipes européennes, les structures françaises, les joueurs français réussir à performer aujourd'hui. Mais le niveau sur Fortnite n'a jamais été aussi relevé.
20 teams have been shown the door, and the remaining 20 will go toe-to-toe until just one is left standing. And so, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your teams as they enter the stage one final time, starting with Skyjump and Momsy!
Lewa and Romero, they're Leviathan!
Cherry and Cammy, they are Rock Esports.
Vico and Malibuka, they're big!
Sky and Scroll, they are AGAL.
Muzz and Sphinx!
Victor V and Canada, they are Dignitas.
Dom and Dimash, they are T1!
Chino and Pablo Ingu, they are Team Vitality.
Khan and Fened, they are SAUL Esports!
Yassine and Salvatore.
Sea-Dog and Goofy!
Shark and Teeny, they are Aurora Gaming.
Easy et nocif, ils sont Team Hawkeye!
Swizzy and Pixie, they are Team Havoc.
Josh and Yamzo, they are Elite Esports!
Peterbot and Poyo, they are your defending club champions, Team Falcons.
Minipio and Fugo!
Acorn and Bolts.
And finally, Gold and Rapid! They're Twisted Minds! Nous sommes plus de 100 millions de joueurs à jouer à Fortnite. Aujourd'hui, les 40 meilleurs joueurs du monde s'affrontent sur cette scène à l'EWC Paris.
It all comes down to this. The trophy is on the horizon. $1 million on the line. It is time to make history. It is time for the Fortnite Reload Championship Grand Finals!
Faites du bruit!
only team I'm looking forward to playing against is Kanata and Victor V. You guys can't hang with me.
Sphinx, he's just a troll, you know.
I'm the best IGL in this lobby, I'm not gonna lie. No one does it like me in Reload.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're definitely gonna outplay Sphinx in the finals.
Trying to displace Edson, it doesn't work, but the shots still land. Vico, somehow, someway.
I think the biggest threat to us and to everyone else is Shark and Tini. We knew it was gonna be easy. They don't stand no chance.
He almost has nowhere to go. The first shot's gonna come in, the second one's gonna be easy. Shark and Tini win game one.
Yeah, we have this momentum where the other teams have had like a couple of days off and not played. Peter Batpayo, we're coming after you.
There's a bunch of good teams, but I don't think they'll be able to stop us.
I'm here to win.
Best of luck to everyone. I don't care about the other team. If I can grieve someone to finish first, I'm gonna do it.
Trophy is mine, guaranteed.
Welcome everybody to the Esports World Cup 2026, where we have the Fortnite Reload Championship, where $1 million are up for grabs. Taco, these 20 teams have been battling almost all year long for an opportunity to grace this stage.
Yeah, $1 million on the line for the direct Fortnite competition, and even more up for grabs when you factor in the club championship too. So a lot at stake here, and every single one of these players is trying to get the lion's share of it.
Yeah, you got Shark, you got Teeny, Peterbot, Poyo, Sky Scroll, Vico, Malabuka. The list is endless, and everybody has their favorites, their picks to take it all. But it's 350 points to get match point, and then you have to win a game afterwards. So it's not going to be easy, no matter who is looking hot.
We had a small chance to kind of touch on what's been taking place leading up to this moment. We've got our 7 teams that locked in from Group A, and then of course the 7 that came through Group B. But for everybody else, they had to slug it out in yesterday's survival stage, and only 6 were able to factor in for those final battle bus slots. But it's going to be a very different world now inside of this set lobby.
Yeah, throughout the groups and the survival stages, it was essentially just try to get as many points as you can. Get within that threshold of top 6 or top 7 just to make it here. Now, it's a little bit of a different ball game because you can reach 4,000 points, but if you don't get that victory royale, it is almost all for nothing. So I'm looking at teams like Shark and Teeny to get the job done. You guys heard that noise. The battle bus is ready, so let's just get right into the action.
Game number 1, not knowing how many might actually play a part here. A 15-match cap though, Jacob. While I don't think it's highly likely that we're going to make it through all 15, it is Fortnite Reload after all. And with 20 of the finest teams from all across the world doing their best effort, it is going to be absolute madness in this arena. And for right now, though, we are just going to lock in on the immediate action because for Shark and Teeny, they are just fully honing in on where Josh might be trying to scoop up a little bit of loot that they feel like should belong to them instead.
Yeah, this could be a great 1v1. Shark, who's honestly looking like the next best thing in Fortnite. Josh was coined the future for a while, and already Shark is going to take a bite out of the North American competition by taking down Josh first.
And there's something about the mental games that are already starting to unfold. It might seem like a minute nail at the beginning, but you keep building that up, you keep factoring it in, and it's very easy for things to quickly run away with themselves. Elsewhere though, Malabuka, Vico also trying to focus on isolating any kind of engagements they can pick up early on. Malabuka looking for another, won't be able to take a piece out of salvage just yet. Also the reboot touchdown, but Malabuka, Vico, you know they're never going to be content with somebody else outshining them.
Yeah, I think if Malabuka had just a little bit of a better loadout, he might have tried to push in and try to get that elimination. Now might be the case. They might not have enough information. Is he a solo? Does his teammate lurking around here somewhere? We know that to be true on the mini-map, but may not have that information. As we continue to look around, a lot of the teams that have shined here this weekend, Sky and Scroll, AGAL, they're one of two teams playing for more than just themselves this weekend. They're playing for that club championship.
But the question that still remains, after everything that Sky and Scroll had to go through in order to even represent AGAL in these finals, it was just the beginning of the real uphill battle here, because they still have to try and confirm a top 8 position if they want to factor in with those club championship points.
Continue to see Swizzy and Pixie in another exchange, but Swizzy by himself. He gets kind of 2v1 by Goofy and Z-Dog, and that's what I love about today's competition. Every single region that we have in Fortnite is represented by at least one team. And Goofy and Z-Dog's journey here, it definitely wasn't easy, but they made sure to let the world know that we deserve to be here.
Yeah, and it's also a little bit unfortunate even from Z-Dog and Goofy's perspective, because the game that they did win in yesterday's competition slightly overshadowed by that crazy clutch performance out of Izzy. But the message has been sent. Goofy and Z-Dog are clearly capable of winning a match, and that is going to be one of the most important metrics for today's competition. Lewa and Romero, though, starting to apply a little bit of pressure. They saw some of the action that was starting to brew and decided they wanted to maybe play a little bit of third-party interception here, so Swizzy, Pixie might have a little bit more space. Doesn't look like Goofy and Z-Dog are all that insistent now on trying to re-aggress when there's other bodies in the area.
But fights are just taking around all across the map. We got Acorn Bolts going against Darm and Demas here. There is some good damage on Acorn. Luckily for him, Bolts is going ahead and alleviating some of that pressure. Both of them getting full HP and shield, relatively so, and now trying to angle out Darm by himself with a 360. He turns and burns to take down Bolts.
Darm and Demon clearly never stopped after yesterday's competition. What a way to make a debut on the final stage. And Darm definitely feeling very confident after that pickup play, because Bolt, he looked like he was certain that was going to go entirely in his favor. So for it to 180 just like that in a flash, and now putting them on the back foot, putting them in a position to where Bolt and Acorn are going to have to reconsider where they actually want to try and stack up a fight. But Acorn, this might be an ambush.
Yeah, he's just kind of stuck underneath by himself. They may not know necessarily the exact location of Acorn, but with Bolts respawning back in, they know he's floating around somewhere. Sky's going to go down. Muzz and Sphinx kind of sticking to their strategy that got them this far. They go ahead and hold the backside of the armory for that launch pad. But now we jump in. Peterbot is down. A situation that we saw to start the group stages. A lackluster performance out of Team Falcons, but luckily for them, they were able to pick it up as the day went on.
Hey, that walkout might have said everything there for Momsy. He's clearly cooking something, and it looks like chicken might be on the menu tonight. Never once one, though, to give any breaks or leniency. So still a bit complicated here for Momsy to actually try and break into the box, but Frenchie's making their best effort to go for the full collapse. But Pollo's still somehow just managing to scramble on out of here.
Yeah, even though Peterbot did spawn once, you see in the feed he was taken down right away by Jaws. So another 12-second clock has been reset for Pollo. Luckily for him, he did hit a launch pad. He is starting to create distance, but Momsy and Skyjump, they don't want to let him out of their sight. They're just quickly on the chase. And again, you see Peterbot back in the game, but he's having some struggles of his own. So Pollo, again, just needs to continue to buy as much time as possible.
Skyjump and Momsy know their dirty work can be left to the rest of the lobby as far as Pete goes, but they can take out Pollo and continue to leave this duo just incredibly weak throughout the early game. And just like that, Momsy's finally going to be able to close things out. Skyjump on the opposing end of things, no real escape path for Pollo, and why not pursue one of the top tier opponents from everyone's point of view, and it's the greatest time to shut them down.
Yeah, and it puts Peterbot in a position that you don't see very often. Forced to hide, forced to wait for Pollo to respawn, and he doesn't have to just wait for Pollo to respawn, he has to make sure he's able to land in the zone and start to loot up before he even feels safe to rotate on out. So we know they're going to have some struggles here early on in this game. Can they come back is going to be the big question, but that's what happens when you have so many juggernauts all stacked in the same lobby, just like Vico and Malabuka. They haven't really done much after that first elimination from Malabuka, but they're making sure to stay intact with all of their loot and on.
But hey, Vico Malabuka representing big in this weekend's competition series, the club championship, going to be a big focal point in today's competition. As you can see just how tight it is, 300 points is all that separates Team Falcons from AGAL. And we're talking about a $7 million prize pool if you are in that first place position by the end of the weekend, Jacob. And with how these club results have actually come into play from other titles, this is one of the most crucial finals imaginable currently.
Yeah, and there's even so many spots on that club championship leaderboard to where even Shark and Teeny for Aurora Gaming have a good tournament here. Even if they win it all, they're going to move up that club championship leaderboard. So there's so much pressure on every single duo here today. And Peterbot just doing a good job here staying alive deep into the zone though. So it's not only a matter of how they're going to loot up, how Pollo and him are going to reunite, it's how they're going to make their way there when they finally are set up.
But where are you going to find the opportunity for a bailout? They're going to have to potentially try and get involved with some kind of third-party factor. Pollo even possibly lurking in the box fight that's starting to break out. Khan and Faded in a bit of a pickle here now. They're fully aware of the fact that the rest of the lobby kind of fixating on where they're at. Faded's going to try and use this opportunity while Goofy and Z-Dog are distracted, just trying to keep their walls closed off, don't want to overexpose themselves. They've already got 3 eliminations, so it's a nice little rack up of early points, but we are quickly approaching that 7th zone, and when the reboot shut off, you want to make sure that you are as stacked as you can possibly be, because if you get yourself eliminated at this stage, the recovery point is only going to be that much more difficult.
Yeah, in the 5th zone, you kind of get a pseudo loadout, minis, an AR, an SMG, and in the next zone, you kind of get a little bit more, but no materials and no resources to kind of go along with it, so it's not the spot you want to fall, and that's why you see more and more teams start to box up here, start to play a little bit more of a passive game, because they realize if you make a mistake here, it can cost you the rest of this game. Shark 2 eliminations along with Teeny. A little bit of a slow start here. But that's kind of what we saw in the group stages as well. It wasn't until games 3, games 4, even game 5, where they felt comfortable with the rest of the lobby, we saw them start to frag out.
And that's the thing, though, is that there are some elements that we haven't seen since those group stages earlier on. Group A, it was Sharkantini kind of leading the charge in terms of controlling the high ground advantage. And then in Group B, we saw a lot of what was going down between Pixie, but hold that thought because Pollo he might need anywhere for Peterbot to show up, but it's just not going to be a chance. Momsy and Skyjump have had his number since the start. And they just refuse to stop following this man around the map. It's a great mentality, though, out of Momsy and Skyjump, because, again, we know just how potent Pete and Pollo can be when left to their own devices.
Yeah, this is honestly something we saw exactly out of Cold and Rapid as well. They had some of the most eliminations in the entire set field of everybody playing. Cold was above and beyond everyone else, but they were just unable to really cap it off with a victory. Royale. So it doesn't matter how aggressive, how many elims you can actually pick up if you can't stamp that victory at the end of it all. As Cammy, Hari, positioned underneath. Unlike some of the other teams that we've seen so far, you see 0.0 eliminations, playing more of a passive gameplay. And they know if they have to start getting eliminations to try to close the gap, get closer to match point, they will, but that's when they have to.
Hey, Ari definitely knows how to frag out when necessary. Same could be said, though, for Cold. We already witnessed in 4K during their group stage, just how proactive they really were. But even with that walkout that they had with Zeke, they both kind of highlighted the fact that hey, we're just going to do what's necessary at the time. If it means playing for big points so we can meet that match point threshold, then that's what we're going to do. But when we need to play for the placement to secure the win and win the tournament, that's also going to be the focus. So it's just not about losing sight of what they know is going to be success.
So here in the 6th zone. Slowly but surely, looking to close. 30 seconds left. That's when reboots will turn off. So you got to make sure you play this one as close to perfect as possible. You see the whole western edge of the map stacked as can be, and even more teams starting to rotate in. As Izzy and Nosif grace us for the first time today, and immediately the crowd goes wild.
Also already had relative success, 3 eliminations in total, but they're going to need to hope. I'm assuming that it might be Nosif holding on to Whites for utility here, maybe medkits, but they're going to have to find a refresh eventually, Jacob, otherwise, because a little bit late compared to where the rest of the lobby is stacking up. Some teams, though, immediately making the next push forward, not really trying to delay if they don't have to. They don't want to get stuck